Hello everybody, my name is GetKid2112 and welcome back to Pokémon Fire Red. Last time, we went over to 3 Island, took care of a gang of bikers that were invading the thriving town that was there, and we were able to save Lostel and bring her back to her daddy. This time, we are going to go back to 1 Island and see what lied east of there, as I kind of just briefly alluded to it and then went off to do the main quest. But before we go to 1 Island, I actually want to talk to the merchant here, and I want to stock up on some stuff. The main thing I want to stock up on is balls and healing items, because we're going to be needing that today. We're going to go back down here. We're going to go to this guy. We're going to go back to 1 Island. Now, we're not going to be going back to the net center quite yet because we need to kind of avoid that place for now. Instead, we're going to be going on to Kindle Road. And as always, there are plenty of Pokemon trainers to fight, so we are going to be doing that. I'm beginning to get a sunburn. And trust me, guys, if you thought the last couple of episodes were relatively short, I promise you, this episode is not going to be short. We are going to have plenty to do today. Just as soon as I destroy this whole girls' team. Oh, you're so awful. Okay, so before we continue on, I do want to bring up one thing, because I should have brought it up earlier. Before we go any further ahead, I highly recommend that you get kind of a weaker fighting type Pokemon with you. Something that you don't mind teaching in HM to. I brought Machop with me. I did have to leave Rock Lee behind, but trust me, it's going to make sense why I did this later on, but it is necessary for us to get done what we need to get done. So be sure to do that before you tackle this task. This is Kindle Road. Go straight from Mount Ember. Now, in this particular area, there are many trainers that you can fight here that will give lots of EXP and money, of course. However, the most notable thing about Kindle Road is that there is one new Pokemon that we can find in this area, and I would like to talk about it. And that Pokemon is Ponyta. At long last, we can finally catch this amazing fire Pokemon. Well, amazing in terms of its design. It is a beautiful looking Pokemon, and both it and its evolved form Rapidash have aged well in terms of their appearance. And it does have pretty good attack, and as you can imagine with Rapidash's name, it does have really good speed as well. Unfortunately, despite the fact that it has good attack and speed, that's kind of where the positives end. Ponyta's moveset is more focused on exploiting its attack stat, which means that it can really only take advantage of its attack stat when it comes to the normal moves that it learns, which, don't get me wrong, it does learn some decent normal moves and even a flying type move in the form of Bounce, which is pretty good, but it's not going to be able to take full advantage of its potential as a fire Pokemon. It does get Ember at level 14, of course, and then learns Fire Spin later on, but the only fire move it learns after that is Fire Blast at level 53, which is pretty good, but not as great as others. If you want to raise a Ponyta, I would recommend teaching it the Flamethrower TM, but its stats just don't complement this particularly great, just because it is meant to be more of a physical fire type, which, cool concept, doesn't work great in this particular generation. However, there is one thing noteworthy about Ponyta that I would like to point out, and that is the level that you can find it. Ponyta evolves in the Rapidash at level 40, which in other games is been kind of a big problem. One of the worst examples of this is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, where you can find Ponyta as early as level 6, but you still have to get it to level 40 if you want it to evolve in the Rapidash. Here, it's caught at a pretty decently high level, and you won't have to work at it for too long for you to be able to get it to level 40. The highest level that you can get it at is level 36, so 4 levels later, boom, Rapidash. So now that we've gotten Ponyta's explanation out of the way, let's proceed onwards and see if we can't try to find one, but of course we have to get interrupted by a wild Spearow. Not what I actually meant to get interrupted by, but hey, I meant to get interrupted by you. My lunch filled us up, so will you battle us for some exercise? Who's us? Now I regret sending Rock Lee home because Rock Lee could have, well, rocked this team.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That made me all sweaty. Well, there's just no pleasing you. You're full, you're tired, you're sweaty. Nothing I do helps. Now then. Well, that was just perfect timing. So there is Ponyta. So let's see if we can try to catch this thing. God, right, Toshi? One time you get a critical. Kaiser level 43. Thank God. Kaiser's trying to learn Mega Horn. Oh my God, this is horrible timing. But Kaiser learning Mega Horn is actually a really good thing. Mega Horn is a really, really powerful attack, and it's definitely something that I want to consider. Let me see here. I'm gonna get rid of Peck for Mega Horn. We haven't been using Peck in a long while, ever since we've gotten Rod on our team, so we're gonna have Kaiser learn Mega Horn. It's one of the absolute most powerful bug moves in the game, so I'm very glad to see that. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta try to work at Ponyta again. And like that, Ponyta was caught. Ponyta, the fire Pokemon. Its body is light, and its legs are incredibly powerful. It can clear Ayers Rock in one leap. Ayers Rock? Is that a thing here? Does Ayers Rock exist in this world? Okay, whatever. We're gonna move on now. Sort of. Okay, well, didn't want to do this, but since you're here, Firo, let's take care of you real quick. Alright, and we caught a Firo. Firo, the beak Pokemon. Its huge and magnificent wings can keep it aloft in the sky. It can remain flying a whole day without landing. As always, both with Ponyta and Firo, feel free to give it a nickname if you feel so inclined. You know, everything tastes great when you're out in the wild. Does it? I guess when you're hungry enough, that's true. Ah, blown. See, we're back to the fire things. What is the code here? Okay, it's not every day you see a swimmer outside the water. We'll deal with that guy soon enough. But we have one more lady to fight here. There isn't a day in which we don't train. Crush Girl, Tanya. Once again, another unique trainer class that you don't really see in the Kanto region, so I'm glad that they have these out here. I really do. Critical hit flamethrower. Let's go, Searcher, you're the best. I'm such a fool. Alright, that takes care of Tanya Al Ghul. Now I want to go up this way. Not gonna bother this guy just yet, because I want to go along the coast here. And come here and get this. Max Repel. That will be very useful in a few minutes. I took a break from swimming, only to have you challenge me. Well, I wanted to see what's going on, because, you know, it's not often we see a swimmer on dry land. And like that, Gullywash grew to level 43. And Ratosha grew to level 44. So nice. Hey, what the? You're good, Hugh. I try. Alright, now we're going to proceed a little further onward. We have a double battle right here. And considering who we're dealing with, I'm going to switch Rogna and Seartrain. Certainly will not have Machop in the second slot. My Big Bird and I will make an awesome combination. Or they do make an awesome combination. Either way, you won't. Primate sat there and accomplished nothing, but he had to die. Well, even in a double battle, it looks like Rogna did almost all the work. But hey, Seartrain put in the effort. Huh? I can't believe it! Got a decent bit of money from that one. And now we have these two idiots up here. I could either time this really well, or I could just have Rogna destroy them both. Nope! Dress appropriately for battle. Lose that frivolous outfit. Listen, I'm not here to battle, but I mean, since you challenge me. Why me? Because you got in my way. Every morning before breakfast, I swim around this island. You swim around the island despite all the jagged boulders and very narrow pathways to swim around? I don't think you understand what it means to swim around this island, dude. Alright, we got more money for our trouble. Thank you, gentlemen. Light the fire in your heart, Ember Spa. We definitely want to go here. This is a really cool place. Or should I say a really hot place, because there is a lot of heat in this area. Soaking in a hot spring pool is therapeutic, people say. One of the only areas where you kind of see the heat waves from, well, the heat. It's just not something that you'll see anywhere else in Kanto, for sure. Have a look at my face. See how smooth my skin is? The hot springs water keeps my skin younger than my age. Sure, old lady, you keep telling yourself that. What do you have to say, old timer? Hot springs go hand in hand with volcanoes. The Ember Spa here, well, I made it years ago. I hewed the pool right out of a gigantic boulder by hand. I was using this at the time. I suppose I can part with it. We got HM06. That shatters boulders as if they were made of crackers. So HM06 is Rock Smash. A pretty weak fight type move that also lowers the opponent's defense. But more importantly, any of our Pokemon can learn this. God. We're going to be teaching this to Machop. That's why we needed Machop to come with us. I'm going to get rid of Leer. Not that it matters, because I'm not going to really be using this Machop, but hey. We've gotten that taught to him. If we step into this water, the water is perfectly warm. Feels exquisite. Griffin and the Pokemon were fully refreshed. So now if we look at our team, we can see that it is now fully restored. Going into the middle of this hot spring will fully restore your Pokemon. You definitely want to take advantage of that. This is heavenly. The water warms me to my core. You should jump in too. Go to the middle, relax, and get good and warm. My favorite part of bathing comes right up after this. I enjoy a bowl of chowder to warm me from the inside too. That's very nice. So now that we've gotten that taken care of, we can now proceed onwards with our team fully refreshed and revitalized. Because we're not done. We're not even close. Could you help me out with my training? Sure. I don't mind. You are a cut above me. No, it was a slash above you. Then again, I use Aerial Ace. Oh, whatever. Like I said, we're not done here. We need to head even further north and deal with more of the randos that are up here. Excuse me, sir. Seen from here, Mount Ember towers into the sky. It's just straight up Starmie. Really decently high level, too. So another thing I like about these trainers here is that they are no joke. They've really been giving me a bit of a challenge, and I say that, of course, I get a critical hit Thunderball on Starmie, which decimates it immediately, but you get my point. Well, aren't you tough? Yeah, I'd say so. The weather's gorgeous, perfect for a battle. Well, considering that the weather is literally always not anything, I guess I can't really disagree with you. Oh my goodness, Ratoshi, level 45. Aye! Ratoshi is just a destructive force right now. And we have one more sucker to deal with. Wait a second, I think I hooked a big one! I seriously doubt that. Alright, see it to go to level 43. Getting really high up there in its offensive stats. Lost it all again. Alright. Now that we've gotten all of that taken care of, we have finally arrived to Mount Ember. Now, this is another really cool dungeon area that is once again exclusive to Fire Red and Leaf Green. You cannot explore this area at all in any of the other iterations of Kanto. And in this particular area, there is one new Pokemon that we can find here. Or rather, we would be able to find it if it were not exclusive to Leaf Green only. And that Pokemon is Magmar. Now, if you recall back when we were in the power plant, I talked about Electabuzz and how Electabuzz's counterpart was not going to be found in the power plant. This Pokemon is that counterpart. Electabuzz is in the power plant Fire Red, Magmar is in Mount Ember in Leaf Green. So, for those of you who are playing Fire Red, sorry, there is nothing you can really do to bypass this difference aside from trading, of course. Now, going into Magmar as a Pokemon, it has ridiculously good stats. The only stats I would really argue that are kind of bad are its HP and defense stats, but everything else is really good. It comes with the Flame Body ability, making it so that way if anything makes contact with it, it'll cause that Pokemon to get burned. But this Pokemon is a Trident True Fire Pokemon, learning some of the best fire moves in the game, as well as some of the best fire moves to support itself. It learns Fire Punch at level 19, Sunny Day at level 33, which creates sunny weather, a weather that we have not really seen before, but what it does is it boosts the power of fire moves while having all damage from water type attacks, effectively getting rid of the fire type's biggest and most common weakness. Plus, it gets Flamethrower leveling up at level 41, which is not too far off for when you'll be able to catch it. And additionally, it learns Confuse Ray at level 49 and Fire Blast at level 57. So, really good Pokemon, really good moves all across the board. It's an excellent, excellent fire Pokemon. The only catch about this specific Pokemon, well, aside from the fact that you can't catch it in Pokemon Fire Red, is that you're getting this Pokemon very late into the journey. I didn't want to allude to it too much, but we do only have one gym left to take care of, and there isn't much else that we're going to need to do after that. And while Magmar is helpful in the respect of what happens after the 8th gym, it's just a little bit late to be adding things to the team, and more likely than not, at this point, you've already added a Fire-type Pokemon to your team. I know I have, and I've recommended plenty of really good Fire Pokemon to add to your team. For you to say yes to Magmar and nothing else, you're having to say no to Charizard, Arcanine, Ninetales, and not to mention Ponyta and Rapidash, which you just found on the way over here. Whilst this is a non-issue for me, it is a bit of a difficult decision to decide whether or not you want to use Magmar. Still, if you do decide to go for it, you don't really need to worry about TMs unless you really just want some extra coverage. Magmar is pretty much good to go as a pure fire type right out of the gate. And really, what's not to like about that? Now that we've gotten that taken care of, let's talk to you, sir. Can you imagine if this volcano were to erupt? The explosion would be the end of us. How terrifying is that? Well, we're terrified. Would you like me to teach explosion? No, sir! Yeah, you can just teach your Pokemon explosion from this man. No thank you. As I've already explained, explosion is a base 250 power move. It's the objectively most powerful attack in the game, but it costs the user its HP when you use it. I'm not going to be using this, but if you want to teach Pokemon explosion, don't let me stop you. Yeah, you're right. It is too terrifying. Listen, I'm not a coward. I'm just not an idiot either. Now, if we go over here, we can actually see 2 Team Rocket grunts, all things. What the? You're in the way. Get lost. Over here. We'll try digging here. That treasure the admin's been talking about should be here. Alright, well, it looks like there isn't anything we can do about this for now, so we're gonna have to save this for later. So, let's go this way. We are gonna need strength to progress through this dungeon, as well as our newly acquired Rock Smash. But that's perfectly fine. I don't mind moving some boulders if it means us making some progress. Do you know how caves form inside volcanoes? No, but I'm sure you'll be happy to enlighten me once I destroy you. Oh! Pokemon Ranger Beth would like to battle. This is another new trainer class we have not seen before. You can find these in the Hoenn region a few times, but not very often in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Again, another nice thing about the new islands that we can find. Plenty of new trainer classes. And they didn't need to do that either. But they did it anyway. Ragna grew to level 44. We're so close to it learning its best move. Acha! You're shockingly good. When lava at the surface of magma hardens and the magma inside flows out, caverns are left behind. Well, there we go. That's how caves are made. Be very careful as I proceed through here. Like I said, you are going to need Rock Smash to get through to the area that we need to get to. I've been in training so I can mend my broken heart. It toughened me up physically at least. Hiya! Well, that's a way to get over, I suppose. Can't really speak ill of that approach. I think I try to overdo it. Nothing particularly interesting about a team, just 2 Hitmonchans, but we've seen that plenty of times already. Guess we don't need Rock Smash to get through. Oh! You darn off-screen man! And that volcano is one that's erupting, or about to. Okay, guys, seriously, is this what the code meant? Was this all just about the active volcano? Is it about to blow up? Well, speaks to Executor's bulk, if nothing else, because it did at least take 1 hit from Ragna. Phew, that was hot. Sweat's erupting from me. Should probably go to the hospital. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, actually, what is up here? Very curious. Ah, it's just a way back later. I don't believe there's anything noteworthy over here. Ah, there is. And a dire hit. That increases critical hit chance. Alright, back over here, we're going to go into this cave. And now we're in Mount Ember proper. Looks a lot like an area you'd see in the Hoenn region, but nope. Still properly Fire Red. Steam and all. It's Fire Red, baby. I love the way that they detailed the layout, because like all the way that like each layer of the cave kind of gets darker as you go down, like it's really cool. Okay, next up, next room of Mount Ember. We're gonna head out here. Now we're outside again. We're gonna go up this way. And we have a little bit of a strength puzzle here once again. It's nothing overly complicated, but if you do mess up, you can always just leave the room to reset it. I'm gonna go up, left, left, up, and right, right, right. Oh, what is that, I wonder? Well, regardless of what it is, I believe it is best that you save at this point before attempting to interact with this thing. Alright, what do you got for me? Moltres has appeared! And now we get to talk about the third of the legendary birds. First of all, it should be worth pointing out, if it hasn't been made obvious already, that this is not where Moltres can normally be found in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow, nor can it be found in this location in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It is only available in this location in this particular version of the game. Where it can be found in the original and later versions, we'll get there when we get there. But for now, this is where you can find it. Going into Moltres as a Pokemon, in comparison to the other two birds, it is arguable that Moltres is the weakest of the three birds. That doesn't necessarily mean it is bad, because of course this is still a legendary bird that we're talking about, and a fair argument can be made for Articuno being the weakest of the birds. However, unlike Articuno and Zapdos, Moltres doesn't really have a good way to offset its individual weaknesses with its other type. Zapdos can cancel out its weakness to ground by being a flying type, and Articuno's Ice type, along with its ability to learn Water type moves, kind of helps deal with some of the more common weaknesses that a flying type and an Ice type have. So, it's no real big issue there. But, even so, Moltres is still a very, very powerful Pokemon. If you like what you would get in Charizard, but wanted something with even more firepower, Moltres is definitely the Pokemon for you. Nice thing about Moltres is that it starts out with Flamethrower right from the start, so you don't need to worry about investing any TMs in order to get one of the best fire moves in the game. It has Agility, which helps to boost its speed, and Fire Spin to deal some chip damage. And later on in the line, it will learn Safeguard at level 61, Heat Wave at level 73, which is actually more powerful than Flamethrower, and Sky Attack, one of the most powerful flying type moves in the game, and has a massive critical hit rate. So you definitely want to try to get this Pokemon if you can, because even though it does have its problems, it is still a legendary Pokemon and is still a beast. Although now that I have finished talking about Moltres, I do have to ask one question. Why is it that Articuno gets Ice Beam, Moltres gets Flamethrower, but Zapdos does not get Thunderbolt? It has always annoyed me to no end that Zapdos does not get Thunderbolt in this game. At least not through level up. It's just, I get that having Drill Peck and Thunderbolt may be a bit overkill, but who cares? It's a legendary Pokemon. Why does it have to adhere to any specific rules? There's actually another point I'm going to have to give to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because not only did they make it so that Zapdos can learn Thunderbolt naturally leveling up, and it comes with Thunderbolt when you catch it, but also they made it so that way pretty much all electric type Pokemon that you can actually catch in that game actually know Thunderbolt. So, credit where it's due, they actually did Zapdos good, but that doesn't mean Moltres is bad in that game either. Just gonna focus on whittling down its HP, especially while it is just trying to boost its speed, instead of making any actual effort to attack me. Always appreciate any opportunity I can get to just chip away at its HP. And looks like that's it for Raitoshi. That's totally fine though. They're just gonna go ahead and throw balls right away. And it looks like Moltres is not gonna cooperate with us. Nice thing about this Moltres is that it comes with Endure, which is a really helpful move, to be sure. Although it's not necessarily the best thing to use, only because when you're trying to catch it, you cannot run on the assumption that it's going to no Endure until you're absolutely certain that it's out of power points for other moves. If it does use Endure and you do use a really powerful attack after that, you can get it down to 1 HP and it won't die. But otherwise, it's a problem. 1. 1. Man, this Moltres is just not cooperating with me. I've barely gotten any shakes at all, despite the fact that it's paralyzed. Nothing, like nothing, not one wiggle. It's ridiculous. I can't get any progress on Moltres, and Goldywatch is on the verge of death right now. 1. Ah! 1. Ah! 1. I have not gotten past 1 a single time. His entire attempt at this. Not once. 1, 2. Ah, that's the furthest I've gotten in a while. 1. 1. I just can't do it, guys. It just won't give in. It's a very stubborn bird. You all know how much I do not care for birds in RPGs. They're always just the absolute bane of my existence because they just cause me misery. I don't care if you're a flaming bird, Moltres. Get in the ball! Never mind. This is my last Pokeball, or at least my last normal Pokeball. 1! Okay. Just nothing. Nothing at all. I just cannot get it in the ball! Come on, Moltres! 1! Ah! 1, 2! Ah! I'm running out of balls at this point. I don't know what's gonna give. Moltres' power points or my Pokeballs. Probably the latter. Just nothing. Like I cannot impress upon you how many of the actual ball throwings I've skipped just because nothing happens. Nothing happens, guys. They just won't get in. I get nothing from Moltres. 1, 2, 3! Ah! We're so close! That's the closest I've ever gotten. It's my last great ball. 1! Ugh. And Kaiser's done. At this rate, I may actually just wipe before I catch Moltres. Ragna! 14 Ultra Balls left. 13. 1! 1! Alright, and Ragna's done. Kaiser barely survived 1. Ragna was not going to survive 1 with less than half its health. Alright, well, my fate rests with Machop! And we're done. Oh my god. Griffin is out of usable Pokemon. Griffin Pants lost $4,500! Come on! Be right back. Alright, Moltres, round 2! Second burst, him with the first, we're just gonna use quick attack after paralyzing it. Maybe mix in a bit of thief just to chip away at its health. No! I didn't mean to use Thunderbolt! I misclicked. Alright, Moltres, that one's on me. Let's try this again. Why didn't you use Endure before? It's like, it uses Endure straight off the bat. Like, Moltres knows to fear the power of Raitoshi now. Oh! Okay! Critical hit, no more. No more. That is as low as we can get, Moltres. It's the best odds that we reasonably have. 1, 2, 3! Oh, come on! 1, 1, 2! I didn't even bother counting to 1. I knew that wasn't gonna catch. 1! 1! 1, 2! 1! I'm getting apathetic. I've easily spent close to anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes by now trying to get this thing. And that's on top of everything else I've done. I just can't get this darn bird! It's like nothing. 1, 2, 3! Ah! 1, 2! 1, 2, 3! Ah! 1! I can't do anything else to increase the odds. 1! And Ragna is done again. Oh my god, I have 1 shot left. Machop, it once again falls to you, my friend. Yeah, that's it. Oh my god. I got wiped twice! Alright, Moltres, attempt number 4. 1. 1. 1. 1, 2, 3! Ah! Come on! Oh my god, why is Moltres giving me such a hard time? This is ridiculous. I've been at this for so long and it's just not getting in! It's taken twice as many attempts on Moltres as it has with Articuno and Zapdos combined. Yes, mind you, I'll give you that one of those attempts is on me, but still! 2! 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. Ah! 1, 2. I'm running out of time, guys. I'm running out of time here. Just nothing. Nothing. It just will not catch. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Another flamethrower. Alright, Machop gets another turn to live. I only have a few more balls left at this point. 1, 2. Machop. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Ah, why? Attempt number 5. Oh, come on! One, 2, 3! Oh my god! Finally! Holy that took way too long! Took nearly an hour just to do that. Moltres, the flame Pokemon! One of the legendary bird Pokemon. Those seeing it are overwhelmed by its orange wings that seem to be on fire. What a painfully accurate statement that is. I don't want to give it a nickname. No, you guys can do that, but oh my god. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get out of here and go all the way back. Before I do want to make my way over. Oh, never mind. So, yeah, when you use Rock Smash, occasionally, it will spawn a wild Geodude where you are. Not the best time for this Geodude, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. And that nets us a Firestone. Very useful. And over this way, we can find an Ultra Ball. Gee, that sure was useless. On my way back, I found an Ether. And further down, I found a Carlos here on the coast. Okay, so I think that's gonna do it for this episode. We fought a lot of trainers, caught a couple new Pokemon, including yet another legendary Pokemon, and I have lost my mind in the process. So, next time on Pokémon Fire Red, now that we've completed the task of delivering the meteorite, we're gonna go back into the Net Center, and we're gonna see what progress Bill has made with the PC system here in the boonies. See you guys then.